Good evening, everyone, and welcome this evening to this conversation on balance, the art of balance. So I would like to just start off this evening with a short breathing exercise. It's really just to help us to center ourselves and really to come back to being very present. I know I've had a long day, and many of you may have a long day as well. So it will just be an opportunity for us to breathe and relax and return to a feeling of calm and stillness. So I invite you to take a moment and just close your eyes and just follow these lovely words that will take us into this experience.
Today, I will center myself by breathing deeply for 5 minutes. Relax. Let yourself become still. Your body is at rest. Focus on your breath. Become aware of your natural breath rhythm. Observe the soft intake of breath and the gentle exhaling. Notice the air coming into your body, the short pause, the air easily leaving your body, and the short rest before you feel the need to breathe again. Your lungs filling and emptying, filling and emptying. Continual refreshment and nourishment of your body. The soft breath of life. When you feel ready, breathe a little more deeply. Continue to breathe deeply at your own pace, tuning into the needs of your body. Breathing in relaxation, letting out tension, centering yourself. Breathing in the new, releasing the old, refreshing yourself. Drawing in the present, releasing the past, centering yourself. Oxygenating your body, cleansing your body, energizing yourself. resting your mind, balancing your mind, nurturing yourself. Centered, calm, relaxed. Now, take in a deep breath and let it out. Take in another deep breath. Let it out. And one more deep breath in and let it out.
I'm always amazed how just by consciously breathing and allowing ourselves to really feel our breath, how it begins to so beautifully relax us and center us. And so it's something that we should always make time for. So this evening, the topic on the art of balance, it's been something that I've been really reflecting on. And I think balance plays such an important role. They say if we had mastered the art of balance, then we'd be perfect. But we know that, life is not a constant. And because life is not a constant, to maintain balance is often a challenge, because many things come our way and demand time of us. So I want to just start off with a little game. I find games are very effective in teaching us a few things. And many years ago, I did this exercise with Judy Johnson from Canada, and it left quite an impact on me. So here's a wooden spoon. I hope you can all see it, a nice little wooden spoon. And I've put elastic bands around the edge of the spoon, okay? Now, each of these elastic bands represents different things. So, in life, the things that we need to balance off with. So let's say my work life, and then the second elastic band will be perhaps my leisure, how I chill out and take care of myself. The third elastic band, taking care of my family, children, responsibilities. And then we have also taking care of myself, my health, my body, my mind, my emotions, etc. So these are some of the aspects that come up. What else? What else do you find that you're needing to juggle for yourself in terms of balance? What are your challenges? So please share. You can either write it in the chat or just unmute and share. What other aspects of balance do you need to keep? things of like my own study and engaging in things, deepening my own learning and growth, and then being available and present for others as well. So anyone else has any other balances that you've been challenged by? I'd like to hear what are the other kinds of balls that you feel you have to juggle in the air. Anyone would like to share? Everyone's quiet today. Okay, so what happens is if I want to keep the spoon upright, then it feels like the most obvious thing to do is to try and put tension equally on all these so-called opposites, isn't it? And equal tension on the opposites should be able to help me maintain balance. Agree? Logically, that seems the answer. Try and apply equal pressure on tension on the opposites of life, self-care, care for others, and then the spoon will stay up. But it doesn't. As hard as you try, even if we've 4 or 5 of us here trying to do it, it doesn't. So if you want to keep the spoon up, there's 2 things that I learned in this exercise. If you want to keep the spoon up, it's not about trying to get equal pressure on the different edges, but it's about holding the top. When I keep the top held and stable, then it's all like all of these things find their own place. So one of the first things about balance is really about making time for that which is really important. And always keeping a higher perspective. You know what happens is we get very caught up in the nitty-gritty of things or in the detail of things. And often when we get so involved and tied up and is consumed by the detail of things, that it's very difficult to know how much and how little, how to balance things off properly. The second thing I learned from this exercise, which is important, is that we think of balance as equal amounts on either end. But it's not possible. It's not possible to say, I'm going to give 3 hours of self-care and I'm going to give 3 hours of caring for my family, and that's balance. It's impossible. What I found that a word that sort of works better for me, that I've learned, is that instead of thinking of it as balance, think of it as integration. The things that I see as opposites, I need to find a way of bringing them together, integrating them. So when I'm taking care of myself and taking care of my health and whatever, part of that is that it becomes an example for my family. But also that I know that when I take care of myself, it's like the care of my wider circle is integrated in that. When I'm with others and engaged with others and doing things for others, then I know that even in that time and in that moment, while I seem to be outwardly focused in doing, but internally, I need to always remind myself to stay connected, to stay centered, to stay where I need to remain focused within me. So I find it a very good way of really looking at this whole subject of balance is really looking at it as really about integrating the so-called opposites in my life. There were three elements that I wanted to take up specifically today, which I love to work with in a way. One is the balance of stillness and creativity. And I find both are very important and energizing energies. Stillness, I need to know how to quieten my mind. I need to know how to settle my thoughts, and more so even to settle my emotions, and really find that point within me of being still, of just being quiet. And that stillness that I give myself a space for, it like I reconnect with the power within, with the energy within. And that energy within, then, when I come out of that stillness, becomes a very creative energy. Experiment for yourself and see that sometimes there are many things that we have to do, and we can get very busy, and maybe there are many challenges we faced with. And we feel we must sort it all out in a way. And it can get quite intense, and one can get quite entangled in it. But just experiment, just take time out and almost give yourself a space from it all and allow yourself to be still. And it's amazing, but it's like you give yourself a chance to shift perspective. They say when you're writing maybe a story or poem or whatever the case may be, how do you separate ideas? You always put a full stop. A full stop separates ideas. It gives space between ideas, between what has happened and what is to happen. There's a full stop. There's a moment I can take of just becoming still. And so when I become still in that moment, when I put on that full stop, it then opens up a new avenue, a new possibility. Otherwise, I keep carrying the past. I keep carrying the old. So I find this thing of becoming still then allows newness and freshness. And it's a balance we need to know. We can't only be still all the time. We are creative beings, and we feel full, and we feel a sense of our own well-being when we are creative. So it's learning to know how to become still, and then from that stillness, let the creativity emerge. And when the creativity emerges as well, then allow the creativity to take you back into stillness, because life is a flow. It's not just one thing. It's both. It's like a pulse, a heartbeat. So it expands and contracts, come to a stillness again. So that's a lovely image to know. It's a balance, when to open up and when to become still. The second balance, which I find extremely useful and important, and it was an expression I heard when I read something written by Benjamin Zender, The Art of Possibilities. And in there, he talks about one of the arts, in a way, is knowing when to stand on the balcony and when to be on the dance floor. So the balance of being on the balcony and on the dance floor. And what he meant by this is that we must know when we need to step forward, be proactive, make the stand, go ahead, be active and action orientated in that way. But we must also know when it is important to step back, watch, and observe. And both are important. That sometimes the need is that I have to roll up my sleeves and do what's needed to be done. But I don't have to do that every time. I have to also learn to discern when I do that and when do I step back. When it is time for me to rather observe and give space and let others take the floor. Because others also have to give expression to who and what they are. So again, it's like the ebb and flow of a wave, when to step forward and when I withdraw back. and become an observer. And both aspects are important, because I think if I'm always in the front, I can end up being burnt out. I can create many, many dependencies, because I always am the one that carries the load in a way. And that doesn't serve me, nor does it serve others. And so, when to step forward and do what I need to do, but also know when I need to step back and let others take the floor, take the dance floor, let others give expression to what's happening inside of them. Also, give others a chance to learn as well. So sometimes to be patient and let it unfold as it need to. And then the third one is very crucial, and that is also knowing when to take time for myself and knowing when to give time to others. And here again, I feel it's a very important element to remember that when I give time to myself, I'm not being selfish. When I'm giving time to myself, is giving myself time to rejuvenate, allow for renewal to occur inside. And so through that, then I can also be more present for others. Because if I don't serve myself and I don't take care of my own heart, my own mind, my own being, I can never be present for others and really offer something of value to others. So that's the third balance, which I find, which is also very important and effective, of knowing when to take care of myself and also when to serve others. So yeah, those three things to remember: stillness and creativity, when to become the point, when to become still and allow newness and freshness to emerge. And then the balcony and the dance floor, when do I step forward and do what I need to do, and when do I step back and allow others to take the dance floor as well, because that's important for them and for me. And the third one, learning to serve the self, make time for myself. And when I make time for myself, then I'm more available and present for others as well. So I think the time's up, but I would like to take you into a short meditation. And then if there are any questions, we can take up some questions as well. Okay. So I invite you to just take a moment and breathe in deeply. And just with each breath, allow yourself to just feel your breath renewing and refreshing your body. In this moment, just feel a steadiness within. I am consciousness. I am the soul. I am light. Within me is a treasure store of beautiful qualities, of infinite possibilities, of creating light, of offering beauty to the world. And out of the stillness within, as I rest my mind and my heart in that quietness within, that all that I am can naturally emerge. Can naturally become the fragrance that I offer in every space, in every moment. So being still to give light, being still to offer fragrance, being still to create beauty. Life is about integrating this energy within me, a creation and an expression, and then a letting go so that something new can be created. It's a rhythm of in and out and in again. Creation, expression, and letting go. Om Shanti, thank you. So I'd like to invite if anyone has any questions or any comments to make or anything you would like to engage with further before we close off. Okay, I hope these three aspects of balance is something you'll consider and work with and experiment with, and to see how it serves you. Thank you, and Om Shanti, and good night, everyone. Take care.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free, as I continue walking in this mystery. I will